Alright everyone, welcome back to another video. Last time we left off with the British and Free French entering Syria. We are now on to Allied progress in Syria. Sidon occupied, June 15th, 1941. The march into Syria. Tyre was occupied on the second day of the march into Syria, and the general reaction to the Arabs, to the Allied move was favorable. Although considerable resistance was offered in some sections, especially at Merj Ayoun, captured by the Australians on June 12th, the outskirts of Sidon were reached on the 14th, and the town occupied on the 15th. Above, Australian troops who distinguished themselves during the advance are in the old Crusaders' castle, which they have just cleared. Yeah, you can see those Aussies just hanging out at the old castle. Like, oh, it's no big deal. But, yeah, you could see why there would be some resistance. A lot of these people still don't like Westerners very much. Just because of the days of the Ottoman Empire and things like that, which wasn't really all that long ago. But, yeah, so they may not be the most thrilled to have these people here, but some of them probably wouldn't mind so much. The Allies drive for Beirut and Damascus, June 15th to 19th, 1941. Infantry and artillery in action in Syria. After the fall of Sidon, the advance along the coast continued towards Beirut. Meanwhile, in the central sector, considerable resistance was encountered, which slowed down the advance towards Damascus. By June 18th, however, the encirclement of the capital was almost complete, and on the following day, advanced forces penetrated the suburbs. The picture shows above British artillery in action at night, and below, infantry taking cover behind anti-tank obstacles. So there we see that British artillery taking night action. And yeah, you would probably want to do this at night, just because then you stop the enemies from sleeping. So, and you also are, it's more of a surprise, you could say, where the bombs are going to drop. And here we see these infantry taking cover behind these. And yeah, I mean, this isn't the best cover, obviously. It's not perfectly human-shaped, but it's better cover than nothing. And if you laid down, probably, and laid straight, you could probably actually be completely concealed by the thing. Potentially. But it's not the best cover, but it's not the worst cover either. We're going to try to turn the page, because they're kind of getting a little sticky here. The Allies enter the world's oldest city. June 21st, 1941. Damascus occupied. Free French troops approached Damascus on the 17th of June, and the next day were within 3 miles of the city. On the 19th, General Wilson called on General Dent's, commander of the garrison, to withdraw his men, but the appeal was rejected and the city attacked by Free French and Indian troops, who occupied it after its evacuation on the 21st. Left above, natives watched the entry of the Free French troops in trucks. Below, French shells falling close to the British Brigade headquarters outside the city. Right, General Cateau and, Legentilholm in closed car drive to the city. So there we see the locals watching the Free French enter the city on trucks. And yeah, okay, so the French maybe messed up a little bit, saying the British are probably like, hey guys, we're right here. Please don't bomb us. And then there we see the leaders entering the city. Is Damascus the oldest city? That I'm not sure on. I know the city of Jericho is pretty old. It's, I think, the longest continuously lived in city in history, I believe. So I guess, what do you define as the world's oldest city? I don't know. And who's to say it's Damascus? It could be Jericho. I'm not sure. But Russia invaded the land Funny Mustache Man set out to conquer. June 22nd, 1941. A pact becomes a scrap of paper. Suddenly, and without warning, the military might of Germany was hurled against Russia at dawn on June 22nd, 1941. By this new act of aggression, Funny Mustache Man reversed the policy he initiated 1 year and 10 months previously when he signed a pact of non-aggression with the Soviet Union. When the Nano-Germans attacked Russia, they embarked upon an adventure, the outcome of which no one could foretell. That country, covering an area of more than 8 million square miles, had within a quarter of a century developed from an almost feudal state into a highly industrialized nation. Yeah, and we can just see, this is a map of Russia. It's very shrunken on this map, but it's still huge. The Union of the Soviet... Okay, well, Soviet Socialists is what that's supposed to say in there. Republic. So, the Soviet Union. But yeah, look how freaking huge this is. And now, I don't think this map is fully right, but like there's Iran. But these are countries that don't exist anymore, some of these, by the way. Or what didn't exist anymore under them, but they would eventually exist. So like there's Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. I don't even know what that is. Sinkian? I don't know. There's India. And yeah, you can see how large the Soviet Union is, that, according to this map at least, it's touching India. And think, the drive goes from all the way over here. This huge map, and it's just this tiny little border with Poland. Or, well, the German-occupied Poland. It is interesting, though, if you look at this map, they're not saying that the lands that the Soviets captured are part of the Soviet Union. They're just saying they're occupied. So here we see occupied Poland. And the occupied parts are annexed, but they're still not counted, if you can tell. But annexed by the Soviet Union against Finland. It's real interesting. Before I actually move on, this is the biggest mistake Funny Mustache Man will make. Fighting the British, he could have done that, and he could have handled it for quite a while. But the Soviet Union is a whole nother beast. I mean, especially since their leader was just as crazy as he was. Crazy meets crazy. Soviet Air Force slows up advancing German columns. June 23rd to 26, 1921. No German hordes on the march. The German attack on Soviet Russia was launched along the whole of the front from the Baltic to the Black Sea. Within 3 main drives directed in the north through the Baltic states towards Leningrad, in the center of Poland through Brest-Litovsk, which fell on June 23rd, and in the south from Romania through Bessarabia towards the Ukraine. On the 26th, German tanks made a successful breakthrough in the Minsk sector, but the Russians ably supported, yep, that's what it is, by the Red Air Force, contested every foot of ground and inflicted enormous losses on the enemy. The picture shows a German column advancing into Russia, thrown into confusion by air attacks by Russian planes. Some of the trucks had dispersed across fields to get clear of the road. A bomb is seen bursting among German vehicles further along the road. So here we see the German troops kind of under attack. They're kind of they don't really seem all that scared. They just kind of like, oh, we're under attack. Nothing new, which I'm sure many of these guys were battle-hardened at this point. And you can kind of see what it's talking about. There's a bomb ahead, but once again, it's in the crease of the paper, so you can't really see. But, yeah. Bomb up ahead. Yeah, the Germans make some horrifying gains and horrifying losses against the Soviet Republic. Soviet Union. I'm not going to call it a republic. That's like a joke. But, yeah. Well, that's going to do it for this video. If you guys liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a comment. Tell me what I could improve on. I always appreciate your feedback. And as always, subscribe. It really helps out, and you guys are great. Thank you.